let's go ahead and send it over to the boys in the council chambers. Send it over to the first segment, Master or Apprentice.
Thanks, Logan and Mark. Welcome to the first ever segment on the Galactic Core, Master or Apprentice. The main concept for this is we have 5 hot takes submitted by you. We decide on whether we agree or we disagree with them, and whether we will grant you the rank of Master or not. You can get your hot takes submitted in our Discord server, or leave a comment at the bottom of this video with increased odds if you are a YouTube channel member. Alright, let's get into the first hot take submitted by Avenging Past 7. Solo, a Star Wars story, is the best Star Wars movie that Disney has made. Alden Ehrenreich did a fantastic job portraying a young Han Solo, and the story that they created was interesting, captivating, and a fun ride. My opinion on this hot take? I have to admit, I was actually a fan of Solo. I really liked it. Contrary to the mass majority, I feel like who didn't like it, I thought it was a fun movie, but I feel like there is a better Star Wars project that Disney has made. But I'll hand it over to Logan to give his opinion on it.
I definitely agree with you in the sense that, you know, it still is it's a nice movie. I enjoy watching it, exactly like Avenging Path points out. It's a captivating story, a fun ride, so I can't disagree with that. But the main premise of the hot take is that it's the best movie that Disney has put out, which there's 5 of them to choose from. I think handily that Rogue One is better. I do think with some of the sequels, there's some discussion to be had, whether, you know, you like them or not. I think they're still, you know, pretty well put together films. So, but I just can't get behind the hot take fully because I think Rogue One is an absolute masterpiece. Like, that is top 5 Star Wars movies guaranteed to me. I feel like this does have to be a unanimous decision for him to be granted the rank of Master. So,
yeah.
Mark,
So
what's the verdict?
So I agree with everything Logan said. So Avenging Past 7, we do not grant you the rank of Master.
It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. So, to move into the second hot take for today's segment, this one comes from Luke 1. Luke's death in The Last Jedi was the perfect send-off and the best way to conclude his redemption arc. Now, my thoughts on this, I wholeheartedly agree. I can't find a way to disagree with it because of the arc that his character was taken to. It was, you know, maybe I feel like the biggest thing that people might disagree with here or not agree with on it is they don't like the arc that Luke's character takes. So then obviously you don't want that to be the send-off. But I think with the arc that we got, there's no better way to send it off. You know, you don't want him to be, it's not his trilogy. So you don't want him to be sticking around the whole time. If, like, The Last Jedi is essentially his movie out of the sequels. And you know, he has parts in the Rise of Skywalker, but he's not the main focus of it like he is in The Last Jedi. And for him to have that send off, I think is absolutely perfect for his character arc. That is what a Jedi looks like to me. And
I have to agree.
Couldn't have been done any better given those circumstances.
Yeah, whilst the the direction that they took with Luke's character may have been controversial to some people. And, a lot of people, some people feel certain way about how Luke's character was portrayed.
Yes.
Like you said, given that, the send off that he got, I don't think you could do it any better. I mean, him basically sacrificing himself to save the resistance, and I don't want to say this as a literal sense, but kind of passing the torch to Rey for
Yeah.
her to kind of grow in episode 9, basically, and for
Yeah,
her to fulfill her destiny, I guess.
he's passing the torch to her, but in a sense also passing the torch just to the next generation of Jedi,
Yeah.
because of him saying, "I will not be the last Jedi,"
Hmm.
implying that
There will
not
be
just
more.
Rey, but there will be more
Yeah.
moving forward. So
Exactly.
the verdict today for Luke 1, we do grant you the rank of master. Round of applause for Luke 1. What
The
a
first
hot
ever,
take.
first ever person to be granted the rank of master. This is
Yeah.
historic. All right, we're gonna jump right into the third hot take here, submitted by Ghastly Monkey. Sometimes I think that Ahsoka should have died on Malachor in Rebels. She told Vader that she wouldn't leave him, as it mirrors the ending of Clone Wars Season 5. This one is one of the ones that really stood out to me
Yes.
because, I mean, I have to say that I kind of agree. Just the parallels from the Clone Wars to Rebels,
Yeah.
specifically with Ahsoka and Darth Vader, or, Anakin. Um, it really kind of mirrors it well, and I mean, sometimes I do think that as well. I cannot disagree. So,
Maybe some people would think that it's Dave Filoni not wanting to give up his character just yet.
yeah.
And obviously, we're getting a whole show built around her much later than Rebels. So
Yeah.
her character lives on a lot longer and can serve more story purposes, which, because of that, I like the idea of her living, because we just get to see more of her. But there's are some times where it's like there just needs to be an end to certain characters, and for it, I think that would just further enhance Vader's redemption.
I agree.
He quote unquote kills his wife.
Hmm.
He kills Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Like, he kills his master. He would kill his Padawan, his apprentice, all to be redeemed in the end. Like, I think for her to actually die in that scenario would enhance the story a lot. Am I mad that she survives it? No, because we get to see more of her. She's one of the best characters in Star Wars altogether, so seeing more of her is not a bad thing. But I like the hot take. I'll personally say, before we get into your verdict on it, that I will agree with it, even though I'm not mad that she does live past that.
I feel like at that moment, it was like the perfect send off for her character.
Yes.
Because I don't feel like she'll get a better send off than in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But, like you said, I'm not mad either. We're getting an Ahsoka show. I think that's going to be great. I'm super excited for it. But this hot take, I will also agree with. So, Ghastly Monkey, we do grant you the rank of master.
Round of applause for him. That's 2 so far in the video. That's what we like to see,
2.
boys. Moving on to the fourth hot take. This one comes in from, if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Cao Keo, C-A-O Keo. Shout out to you. This hot take says, during the Galactic Republic era, the Jedi would have been better off if the temple was not on Coruscant, because they became more involved in politics and being part of the Republic rather than being Jedi. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna send it over to you to get your initial thoughts on it. Let me kind of digest it for a second.
Yeah. This is another one that really did stand out to me because, like, in some parts, I kind of agree with it. I mean, because they were heavily involved with politics, and then they ended up getting into a war for years. Um, but on the other side of that, I don't know if I can imagine the temple being anywhere else. I mean, that was with the temple being somewhere else. I just couldn't imagine that. Like, I mean, it was on the like Coruscant is the basically like the center. No, I don't want to say the center of the galaxy, but
Hey,
everything kind of revolves around Coruscant.
Mark, I think some would say that it's the galactic core.
I knew you were I knew you were gonna do that, dude.
But yeah, I kind of agree with you. It's because it kind of comes back to what Mace Windu says, where he says, we're keepers of the peace, not soldiers."
Yeah.
I've always been so on that line because I'm like, what really is the difference? Do you think?
Yeah.
Because you could really define those as the same thing in a certain way. So for them to be on a separate planet, how can they quote unquote keep the peace? I like the idea of it, but I feel for what they were trying to go for, they still have to be somewhat involved with the Senate and the Republic together. So personally, I slightly disagree with it. I love the hot take,
Yeah.
but it's just, I don't know. I have mixed feelings on it just because of exactly what I explained. I'm not quite sure how things would work after that then.
Yeah, so do I. It's a mixed bag for sure.
So, because we don't quite have the unanimous vote here, we're both somewhat so on the hot take. Cal Keo, I do apologize in advance. We do not grant you the rank of master. Still, round of applause for the hot take. It was still a good one. I enjoyed it. It's a good discussion. So, everyone in the comments, let us know how you feel about these hot takes as well. Thank you.
Time for the fifth and final hot take submitted by the boy Aaron. His hot take is Return of the Jedi is the best of the saga. I really love this hot take because I think Return of the Jedi is very underrated. I feel like people don't give enough credit. And in my opinion, I think I like it better than The Empire Strikes Back. But there is one movie that is my undisputed number one. I think everybody already knows it. It's Revenge of the Sith. That's my favorite movie. I think it's the best. I'll hand it over to Logan to give his thoughts to see what he has to say about this.
I'm As a hot take, I absolutely love it.
Yes.
Am I in full agreement with it that Return of the Jedi is the best of the saga? Not quite. But I guess this comes down to how we want to define granting them master or apprentice.
Yeah.
With the hot take, do we fully agree with it, or do we just think it's a good hot take? And I think so far we've done if we agree with it. So I can't agree with it because it just goes against what I believe is the best, which I think I'd also probably say Revenge of the Sith is the best. It's not my favorite, but I'd say it's probably the best. But Return of the Jedi is like right there. I wouldn't be like, I could honestly say either or. Those are the two that I think actually compete for the top spot. I think Empire Strikes Back, if I had to do what is best, I'd say Empire Strikes Back is unanimous third. Because I think those two, Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith, I think are fighting for the top spot. And so I can't agree with the hot take, but Aaron, I love the hot take. I do love it. I just can't agree with it.
That's the way I feel about it. I can't 100% jump on it and agree with it. But me and Logan respect the hot take. Underrated movie. But Aaron, I'm so sorry to do this. We do not grant you the rank of master.
That pains. That
It
pains me.
hurts. It hurts. But man, the hot take was that was a fire hot take. All right, that'll be it for Master or Apprentice in this episode. Don't forget, you can leave your hot takes in the Discord or in the comments below with increased odds of your hot take being picked with being a channel member. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll send it back to the boys in the studio.